All of you watching this video are not nearly optimistic enough, ladies and gents. Why does that take place? Okay, so you now know that every major country and company in the world is putting a lot of money into crypto right now. And these aren't small investments like a few cash deals here and there. We've never seen anything like these deals before. They are worth many trillions of dollars for a reason. I'm going to show you that today. I am going to talk about why I am changing more and more hopeful. Also, I want to tell you that tomorrow the Federal Reserve will say that they have decided to lower interest rates. There will be a bull run like never before because of all of these factors coming together. You need to see the whole movie though, because I have some scary news that should make you step back and look at the markets again. But we'll get to that. To begin, let us talk about the world's largest countries and what they're doing with cryptocurrency. The US and UK are going to make, and there was news of a new deal to work together on crypto. What does this mean? This might have something to do with stable coins. We know that the US wants steady coins to be very important to them. Since every dollar in a US stable coin is backed by a government, this will make more people want to buy treasuries. For the US government and its debt, this is good. It also makes the US dollar stronger around the world. There is a big push by the US government right now to get everyone to use safe coins instead of the US dollar. This is what the US economy would do. It would be better if all banks stopped using the dollar and started using stable coins instead. Why? The US government would have a lot of money to spend on debt. It would be their dream come true. Also, most people would be better off if they bought things in US dollars. It would be easier to run a business and faster in many ways. Not as many people would stand between those deals and tell you what you can and can't do. It works out better in the end. We still don't know what will happen with this deal, but from what I've seen so far, it looks like it has something to do with stable US dollar coins. It's also likely not the first time that crypto experts will work together on a safe coin. It's likely to be. Every country is starting to use these coins for trade because they are more stable than their own money. The Bryce groups and other countries may make secure coins that are backed by the US dollar. While the US, UK, and many other European countries buy their own stocks, some countries may choose to do the same. But one thing is becoming very clear. People are buying gold. There are a lot of people buying stocks right now, but most of that money hasn't made it into crypto yet. XRP is up today. It's great that about 3 and a 5, but it's not even close to as busy as gold or the stock market. I told you in my last picture that it comes in cycles, and I will keep telling you that in the future. Coins, gold, and stocks. This means that the time we have left until the crypto market starts to move is getting shorter. Due to the fact that gold and other crypto assets are at all-time highs recently, the price of one Bitcoin shot up to $90.50. This makes me think that soon trillions of dollars worth of new money will flood in the crypto market. The market goes through waves, and right now it's altcoin season. Before the movie, you may remember that I said there are also big tech companies doing great things. One of them, Google, they're going to work with Coinbase to improve its new AI payment system so that it can accept cryptocurrency. This is pretty much the first thing Google has done to help people pay with cryptocurrency. I want to make this very clear. It's possible. Google will add this straight to Google Pay if it works well, and a lot of people use it. This means that billions of Android phone users around the world will be able to use Google Wallet and other services that could make everyone in those areas hundreds of billions of dollars. It's also good for Google. To get more people to spend their extra cash, they can charge a small fee for each process. That's cool. How much sound can it handle? We don't know right now because we haven't seen how much traffic this little process will bring in yet, but we will. It will get better if it's already good. Michael Saylor and a few other crypto leaders are also meeting with politicians in the US. That's right. This is going to happen today to help move the blockchain reserve bill forward. This could bring in hundreds of billions of dollars for Bitcoin. At some point, that money will be transferred back down to Ethereum, XRP, Solana, and BNB. Many people who say whales are watching this are thinking, okay, if the US government, if someone buys about $1 billion worth of Bitcoin every day, this will be a huge deal. This is something the US government can do and plans to do. They just want to find ways to make this happen without adding to the debt so they can this party and build up a fund. Still, they might be able to get Bitcoin for a lot more than it was worth not long ago. They should have done this a long time ago, but they are now. Also, this is great. Everyone should be very excited about this because if people in the crypto space know how to read these markets correctly, they will all be able to pull it off. A lot of people will probably get too sure of themselves and not know how to handle these markets properly. That's why I make these videos, to show you what I believe is always the best thing to do. These shows are not about money. They're pretty much the same as what I do for now, though we'll wait and see. In the beginning of the movie, I also told you to watch out for certain things. Without a doubt, you should watch it all the way through. That's what's going on in the banks. That's why the Fed wants to make it clear that it has no choice but to lower rates. Rates must go down or there will be the worst financial crash in the history of our lifetime. U.S. banks had lost a total of $385.9 billion on investment assets that they had not yet recognized as losses as of the second quarter of 2025. This is 6 times what it was in 2008 when the markets were at their worst. In addition, this is the 13th straight quarter of keeps losing money because interest rates stay high. In the second quarter of 2012, the FDIC's list of troubled banks grew to 59, which is 1.3% of all banks. It's still a big risk that banks will lose money they haven't seen yet. It's clear that there's a big problem when we look at what we're seeing now in the crisis in 2008. 2008 was not a good year, that's for sure. Things were not going well from 2017 to 2018, but they did make money at times, and the gains and loses adding up. I believe that if banks can get interest rates low enough, they think the markets will go crazy again and everything will be fine. This might not happen, but the Fed would have to if they don't act. If they don't, the world economy is in so much danger that they should. It would be 1,000 times worse than when the economy crashed in 2008. To save these banks time, the Fed would have to print a lot more money and give them cash than they did in 2008. That's why I'm sure the Fed will keep cutting rates to keep this boost going for a while longer. For too long, rates have been way too high because of what the Fed does, which is bad. One small thing does stand out, though. It's not as bad to lose money as it used to be, and lowering interest rates will help the situation. I hope the banks can get back on their feet soon. Every market, the stock market, the Bitcoin market, the gold market, and everything else will be growing. I'm going to keep giving you these numbers, though, because they're very important. It is also getting worse that the CPI inflation numbers are being used. Most people do not trust the Fed. What people say about them doesn't make sense to them. That makes sense since they change it all the time. People don't care about the Federal Reserve anymore. And if they don't lower interest rates on loans, a lot of people will be ready to burn down the Fed building. That's really how things look at the moment. They got it. They don't get it. They should do something. That's why I brought it up. Come back to XRP. We just saw a really nice little rise. I want to show it to you. This is beautiful. Okay, right now. This morning, my Warrior Signal told me to buy. This is pretty much the lowest point for XRP, about 295 or so. Then right after that to where we are now, which is around 305. If you bought this, the trade is being held with 5x leverage from, say, 200s.